Hey everyone, it's Ryzen, and welcome back to Let's Play Summoner. Well, I went ahead and equipped the Archer's Ring on Rosalind. I basically have nothing better to give her, so might as well up her bow weapon skill. I don't want to summon up here, because if I summon Blackfire up here, he'll get stuck up here. He can't fit down here. I suppose one thing I can do is I can pick that, which will let me open it and close it. Not that that really matters, but I don't know, it bothers me. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll summon Blackfire. No reason not to summon him. I'll probably maintain Regenerate on him, just because his HP is really bad. Now we got two ways to go. Left is a dead end, but I do want to kill all the enemies. And I want to work on Flece's chain attacks. There's a lot of enemies here, so we'll see how much I want to edit out if I get ambushed by a lot of enemies. I definitely hit left there. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of a problem here with how quickly enemies will die. They're all weak to blunt elemental attacks, by the way. All the undead are weak to blunt. Yeah, we got a bone servant up there. There's two variations of this guy, one with one head and one with two heads. This is a two-head guy. The two-head bone servant is vulnerable to slash, weak to fire, ice, and blunt. Doesn't drop anything, apparently. Yep. We are apparently inside the bones of a serpent. If you're gonna blind a guy, you probably should blind this guy, but I would save blind if you're, you know, ambushed by 2 or 3 guys. Blind 1 or 2 of them. Got the one-headed bone servant, also vulnerable to slash, and weak to fire, ice, and blunt attacks. It can drop a dagger or a longsword. If you're using one-handed weapons, the longsword has the highest attack power. I'm not sure if it would be better than the Berserker Sword, because the Berserker Sword has Empower on it. They'd probably be about the same, I would imagine. But, yeah, I don't like one-handed swords. This area is pretty long, so it'll take a while to get through it. Rosalind is really good here with her magic. Don't worry about her spamming it. She'll be fine on AP. See if we can take out just one at a time here. One enemy I can kill really quick. So we got a Bone Knight. There's 2 variations of the Bone Knight, one with a bow, one with a sword. Blind apparently does not affect long-range arrows. That's right, I tested that. For some reason, even if you blind him, his arrows will still hit you. So I guess bows are immune to blind or something. I don't know. But anyway, he can drop a U-bow, so you could have farmed one of them for Rosalind, but I figure, nah, crossbow's not that expensive. He's actually resistant to energy, vulnerable to slash attacks, weak versus fire, ice, and blunt attacks. You could use the High Quality Knife, but it's energy elemental, and I don't like that here, so yeah, I got 3 guys up there, so let's go ahead and heal up a little bit. Get Protect going. I like to use Protect whenever I know I'm going to get ambushed, or when I'm in the process of being ambushed. It's just a general good idea. Kick is also pretty good here, if it actually hits. Because it's, well, blunt elemental there for Flece. Yeah, I can kill these guys so quickly, I may not edit out here. I mean, 20-30 seconds is no big deal. Not much in the way of music here, but yeah, the music's more so ambient in a lot of places in the game. Doesn't really stand out very much. But, whatever. So, it looks like there's a two-way fork here, but, oh, wow, we just got ambushed by a guy here. Apparently he wants to die, too. Let's go ahead and get regenerate on Flece, because she's taking a pounding here. Okay, let's, well, anyway, there's two ways to go here. They both eventually lead to the same place, but I do want to clear out both paths to, well, just, get as much work in for Flece's chain attacks as possible, but there's actually a third path if you go up here, and we can get a few, chests in here. Little treasure trove. We get a chainmail tunic. Take a look at that. A little heavy, but it's an awesome piece of equipment. It's actually the strongest chest gear or torso armor in the game for Flece. Yeah, not really sure how that works, but it's really good. It's like one of the best pieces of armor in the game. Kind of odd that you're already getting that, but I guess whatever. I want to give it to Flece. It looks pretty damn cool, too. But, yeah, I want to give it to Flece because, well, I'm working on her chain attacks, so she's going to be meleeing everything. Let's go ahead and top everybody off. There we go. Suppose I should do my mid-saves just in case the game decides to freeze on me. Yeah, let's see. The left path has items to get. So I guess technically we should take the left path. But I will circle back around and, well, I'll deal with the other guys at some point as well. You know what? Let's take the right path first because the left path has items. So I want to return here. I'll come back to this little three-way fork off screen. But let's go ahead over here because they're going to be able to fight a bone mage. There he is. So yeah, this guy is a... Whoa, that is a freaky face, Joseph. Nice little, I kind of paused the game inside Joseph's face. That was a little awkward. But yeah, the bone mages, they can cast, something on you. I think Fire Arrow they cast on you. But they're resistant to energy attacks, they're vulnerable to Fire, Ice, and Slash, and they are weak to blunt attacks. They can drop a Quilted Robe or rarely a Holy Quilted Robe. If you get that, go ahead and equip it on Rosalind. It's slightly better than the Quilted Robe, but it's not good enough to where I would farm it or anything like that. It's also a relatively rare drop, so... But I am going to try and hit Silence on this guy. Oh yeah, he can cast Meteor Storm, which is why I want Silence on him. And believe it or not, bone mages have decent physical attacks as well, so may want to blind him. Probably not necessary. No, he's already dead. But I would probably blind them, or silence them at least. You could also just rush them really fast, but I prefer to use Silence. You could also use Faith if you want. In fact, it's not a terrible idea to cast it. There's a lot of bone mages right around here. Take a look at our magic resistance now. Up to 40% with Faith. Not bad. I think actually Joseph would be able to cast Faith just as effectively as Rosalind. But Protect, I know, is better when Joseph uses it. I'm guessing the armor he wears factors into it or something. I know I read the formula, but at least that's just the formula from the mechanics guide and game facts. I don't know if that's completely accurate. I haven't personally hacked the game, but it's the best I got. If you really get ambushed, don't be afraid to cast Meteor Storm. But the undead aren't too bad. You gotta keep an eye out for Rosalind because the AI tends to, or the enemy AI tends to go after her a lot. I'm so used to Flece having dark skills, but she doesn't have it yet. See if we can get silence on this guy. Nope. Come on, man. Silence him. I'm pretty sure if I go after that guy, the other guy's gonna come after me, so... Yep. He can cast Fireball as well. Ow. Wow. Yeah, the undead are pretty easy now with all our characters here. On the world map, though, they would have been pretty tough because we didn't have the weapons to take them on, and we only had, well, at first, just Joseph alone. There's no way you're taking them on with just Joseph with a short sword. But even with Flece and Blackfire, it would have been pretty tough without a blunt weapon. Or at least annoying. Ow. Now, one thing I could have done is, I suppose I could have taken the left path and then on the way out, I could have taken this right path back, because you will have to walk out of here. And normally I do that, but I want to just be able to edit out my return trip. Instead of having to show that on screen. Okay, just figured I'd edit out those guys. They kind of ambushed me. Blackfire also died. So there's a bit of a cooldown period between summoning. I will summon him back, well, in a minute or two. He will die from time to time, but it's no big deal. I hate it when the game thinks you're trying to run and it puts the slow status on you. That's really annoying. Don't bother using backstab here. It is really, really good. But did Rosalind just like X out on her portrait there for a second? That's odd. I'll have to check that in the video. Huh, that seems like a weird graphical bug. I've never seen that before. But I don't even remember what I was saying. That really threw me off. Wow. Oh, backstab. I want to work on Flece's chain attacks. I want to finish them off either in this area or on the way back to Linnell. Because we are very close to getting our 4th party member. And I need to be done with Flece's chain attacks by then. I will likely have to farm them a little bit. I will be picking up Rosalind's chain attacks, but you really don't have to. I'm only going to do it just for the sake of completion. And I'm going to grind them. Once I have an easy way of doing that. Just remember, don't use added blow, because it doesn't lead to anything. Hopefully that bone mage won't come after me. Maybe I can try and silence him while I'm here. There we go. Let's really cripple the guy. Let's blind him as well. Oh, I love it. Go ahead and summon Blackfire and start going after him. Wow, he didn't even really react. Pretty effective there. Nah, it's just a dead end. Yeah, this area is huge. I think we're at the end of the right path. I hardly ever take it, but... Yep, this is where the path would sort of come out. You'll see. But I'm going to go backtrack to the fork, and I will meet you at the three-way fork. Okay, let's head to the left path this time. There's going to be a lot of enemies down there, so probably cast Protect. There really aren't very many bone mages off that right path. That's where most of them are. Look at that damage bonus I'm getting from being above this guy. 40%. Of course, Joseph's getting -9 because he decided to go around the guy. So he's getting a height penalty there, but he was also getting a hit from behind bonus. So that's why you got a weird number like -9%. Yeah, sometimes sound effects don't play. I don't know why. By the way, that little bit of lag you're getting when my buffs are wearing off, that's normal. That always happens. And Blackfire is the one inflicting silence and blind with his physical attacks there. Got to be careful with this camera angle because you never know when you'll be ambushed. I try to zoom it out as much as possible, but not much you can do about it. Yeah, it's really hard to work on Flece's chain attacks here just because of how quickly the enemies die. I could mitigate that by going into solo mode, but then the fights would take longer. I will actually do that for my 4th character. So I can hopefully finish that character's chain attacks relatively quickly. I will finish all the chain attacks long before the end of the game, and then I will... You know, the funny thing is, there comes a point where in chain attacks, I just don't think are very useful. And it's pretty much about the time I learn them all. Kind of odd. But I figure I'd learn them for completion's sake. Although the 4th character does have a couple of good ones. And I do use Rosalind's a little bit for one particular area. You can't use chain attacks with a bow, by the way. Even if you're fighting with a bow at melee range, it doesn't work. Which is another reason why bows aren't very good. Normally, you would not be dealing nearly as much damage as I am. That's just as a result of me knowing what weapons to use. Now we get an axe right here. Yeah, if you come in here with one-handed swords, you're going to be doing way less damage. We want to identify it. That's the axe of Icus that With the Terrified was looking for. So when we get out of here, we can complete that quest. Ow. As I recall, there's going to be quite a few enemies right up ahead. And I'm going to go ahead and heal up a little bit. Maybe have Rosalind join in on the healing. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not spamming your buffs or spamming healing with Rosalind, she shouldn't run out of AP. I would have Joseph prioritize healing right now. over Rosalind. Maybe Rosalind should chip in here and there, but Rosalind should be using most of her AP for her offensive spells, which are really good here. Particularly her ice and fire spells. Unfortunately, I cannot disable certain ones, which is annoying. This is pretty much where the left path ends. I do like the lighting effects in the game. Oh, another thing that you can do with Rosalind here, if you want a little bit extra light, you can cast a light spell, and you get a little bit of extra light. I don't find it particularly useful, but if you care, you could do that, I suppose. Would have been cool if they had like really dark areas where you had to do that, but no, they don't. Ow. Yeah, that chainmail's really helping out. Getting pretty close to where I want to end the episode. Probably take 3 episodes to get through here. Fortunately, the enemies are fairly spread out. By the time I get there, he's going to be dead. Nope, I got a chain attack off. Still haven't learned any chain attacks for Flece, though. And he dropped a longsword. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at that longsword. I like the longsword. I used to use it all the time. Or at least I used to like it before I realized piercing elemental attacks weren't that good. But yeah, I mean, it's moderately fast, and it has a whopping 50 damage to it, which is rather significant for this point in the game. But my 30 damage blunt weapon is just flat out better, particularly here. I really don't use that many weapons in the game. Uh-oh, getting ambushed. Okay, I cast Protect mid-battle there to kind of mitigate the damage I was taking. I was going to cast Blind, but I killed them so quickly I didn't really get a chance to. Okay, this is the end of the right path, and let me show you another means of dealing with these guys rather efficiently. Meteor Storm. Cast that a couple times, and you will thin out a crowd. Wow. I think a bolt there might have hit Blackfire, though. I don't want to spam Meteor Storm all the time, though. It's honestly almost worth banning. It's that good. So now that we're here at the end of the right path, we want to go to the right first. I could silence that guy, but I'll just rush him. There we go. Ah, just a Quilted Robe. The Quilted Holy Robe has a protection stat of 6, which is only 1 more than the regular Quilted Robe. But it does give you, I think, +3 to Holy, but I don't care about that. No, I think it's only +2 to Holy. Not really worth my time. There's not very many chests in this area. I think there's only like 8. Come on, Flece. Pick up some chain attacks. You have to actually hit a chain attack. There we go. I don't know what the hell Rosalind's doing. Nothing, evidently. Yeah, sometimes the AI, not so bright. Pathing can be kind of weird in the game. I think I'll show off an NPC. And then I'll call it quits. I guess I can do this place in 2 episodes. But anyway, see this orb? You go ahead and use it, and you activate one of them. Kind of graphic glitched right there. Really? Climb up the damn stairs, Flece. See if we can see it better from here. There we go. Yeah, it makes it glow blue, I guess. How you're supposed to know to do that? Well, I'll show you that now. You should be able to recognize where we are soon. Here we are. Recognize that? That is where the other path took us. So, yeah, they converge right around here. I'll save those guys for later. Let's take this middle path. You actually don't have to take the middle path yet, but I'm going to. Remember that 4-way fork for later. I'll probably start the next episode there. Yeah, seems about right. I usually don't get a chain attack in here. I usually just finish them off after the next... Well, on the way back to Linnell, I usually just farm a random encounter or 2. I usually get pretty close to picking up the level 2s. Flece, for some reason, seems to take longer to get hers. Maybe it's just... I don't know. Because I happen to do it in the Catacombs. Or maybe she just does take longer to learn hers. I don't know. Getting ambushed. Fighting 4 enemies is not fun. Definitely put up Protect in that situation. We have an NPC there, but let's go ahead and clear out these guys first. There we go. Oh, there's a guy right here. You gonna do something, Flece? There you go. I think there's a guy that I can... Let's just Meteor Storm this guy. You can't get close enough to melee him, so kind of annoying. Before I talk to that guy, there is a... couple of chests around here. I think one's right... Nope. Somewhere around here. Oh, right. It's further back. Yeah, we go over here. No, I know it's somewhere. Here it is. We get the Bone Sword. It's a... You know what? I don't remember if it's a one-handed or a two-handed sword. I never use it, so... Let's go ahead and find out. I don't think I've ever even equipped the damn thing. It is a one-handed sword, so it's piercing elemental. Why you would ever use that over the longsword you could farm here, I have no earthly idea. But yeah, just use the war club. You could sell it, I suppose. And there's one other chest that I want to pick up. Really, I thought it was somewhere around the guy here. Maybe it's back there as well. I know it's right around here. No? Something I actually would like to use. Oh, there it is. Oh, it blended in. Okay. I walked right past it. We get the Decaying Bulwark. It's a shield, a little heavy. But, since Joseph's not working on chain attacks, I'm going to give it to him. Let's see what his speed is right now. It's 119. Whoa, don't quit. Equip the Decaying Bulwark on him. Goes down to 94, so not too bad. But he does get a lot more protection out of it. Well, let's see what this guy has to say, and then we'll call it quits. You're a Knight of the Order. You look kind of dead. Oh. Well, that's not promising. Yeah, so there's a second orb we have to hit, essentially, or activate, in order to reach the end of the area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the four-way fork, and that's where I'll start the next episode. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. This is Rosalind. Thanks for watching. Take care.